Hi everyone, welcome back to today's video. Thank you for joining me again. I hope you learned a lot during our session yesterday and I'm excited to do some more maths with you today. So my name is Miss Popham. I'm going to show you the things that you're going to need first for our session today and give you a chance to get those, and then we will carry on doing a bit more numbers and a bit more counting together. So first of all, let's have a look at what it is that you are going to need. So today you're going to need 10 or 20 objects to count with, some plain paper, a pen or a pencil, yourself, obviously, I don't know, that should be further up the list, that's the most important one. And just like yesterday, if you would like to, you can bring a number line with you to do our session as well. You can make one, use your own one, but don't panic if you don't have one, because I have got one on the screen that we can use together. So I'm going to give you a chance to pause now and go and get your bits together. Right, you should have got all of those with you now, so let's get started with today's session. Now, can you remember what it was that we were learning yesterday? So sometimes I have to rewind my brain to help me remember, because when you become a grown-up, you get a bit forgetful. So I rewind my brain and have a little think, and there were some new words that we learned yesterday. One of them began with an when our number was getting bigger. Can you remember it? Well done, it was more, and then the opposite of more, so when our numbers were getting smaller, can you remember what word it is that we were using? Began with an ul. It was less. Fantastic. So yesterday we looked at some more and some less, but today we're just going to focus on more and our numbers getting bigger and look at adding on, because sometimes if you do both together all the time, you get a bit mixed up about which one's which, and we don't want to do that. So let's remind ourselves of what we practiced doing with more yesterday. So here are some of the words we're going to be using: more and adding on. I think I've used all of those already. So for example, if I had 5 tomatoes, I still do, those tomatoes are still in my fridge, I still haven't eaten them. If I had 5, can you see the circle around the number 5? If I got 1 more tomato, I definitely do have more than that in my fridge. If I added on 1 more and we did 1 jump down our number line, how many would we have? Can you spot the circle around it? 6, fantastic. So when we're adding on 1 more, we're counting up our number line and our numbers are getting bigger. Let's have a go at another one. If I had 8 tomatoes and I added on 1 more, so I got 8 tomatoes out and then I got another 1, I would have to jump 1 place up my number line. Can you see what number comes after the number 8? Fantastic, well done, it's the number 9. So let's have a go at a quick one. You see if you can do it on your own. What is 1 more than 3? I'm going to give you a chance to pause now and find the number 3 and see if you can count on 1 more. Off you go. Well done. So one of the ways that you could have done it is you could have got 3 of your counting objects. So I've got 3, there we go, tomatoes, and 1 more. You might have chosen to use a number line, okay, or you might have chosen to draw them, which we're going to do today. You might have drawn 3 things and then added on 1 more and counted them all up. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Well done, that should have been your answer. So we would say that 1 more than 3 is 4. Brilliant. So just like I've drawn the dots now, we're going to have a go at doing some of those together to solve some adding on sums today. But before that, I need to really quickly show you something that I call my ninja maths symbols. So these help me remember what the different signs mean and what I'm going to be doing when I see them. So first of all, we've got the add, the plus sign. You might have heard it called a plus sign before. So when we're doing more, that's always the one that we're going to see. And when I ask you to be a maths ninja, I might say, can you show me the add sign? And you put one arm in front of you like this, and one arm pointing up to the ceiling like this. So you might want to stop and have a go at that and practice your add if you're going to be a maths ninja with me. So we've got that add. When you see that one, our number is always getting bigger. We're always adding on more. The other one that is on the screen is something we call the equals sign. Can you have a go at saying that? Equals. It's a bit of a funny word, and that means that we're going to see what the answer is. Okay, after the equal sign is where we're going to see the answer, and when we add them all together and find out how many there are, that's when we need to have the equals sign. So let's look at one as an example all together. So I've got 1, 2 blue dots. Add on, there's that add sign if you're being a maths ninja, that add on sign. And then I've got another blue dot because we're adding on one more. Everything we do today when we're adding on, we'll be adding on one more. And then there's that equals sign at the end. And if you're going to be a maths ninja and you want to do an equals sign, you do one like this, and then one on top like this, but you just need a bit of space, a bit of a gap in the middle, not like this, like this. You might want to have a go at that when you're being a maths ninja as well. So let me do it on my whiteboard. So there was 2 blue dots to start with. Sometimes to help me, I write the number under this because it makes it a bit easier. So 2 blue dots, then we're adding on, and how many are we always adding on today? One more, well done. Oh, my add there is a little bit wonky, and that's not what we want. We don't want our add to look like an X, because then we'll get a bit confused. So 2, add, one more. There's my equals sign. I'm sure you can do it neater than this because I'm doing it upside down. So 2, add one more. Now you could either get 2 of your objects to count with and add on another one, like we were doing with my pasta yesterday. You could use a number line if you've got one, or like I would choose to do, you could add up the dots. So let's have a look at those blue dots. So we've got 1, 2 dots, 1, 2, and one more. Well, our answer is going to tell us how many there are all together. So why don't you pause now? You can either find 2 on the number line and add on one more, or you can count up all the dots, or you can use your counting objects and see if you can tell me what one more than 2 is. I'll give you a second to pause now. Well done. So we should have been able to work out now that if we've got 2 dots and we add on one more dot, there are 1, 2, 3. Brilliant. So we would say that 1 more than 2 is 3. Now, if you fancy a bit of a challenge, I've got one now using some bigger numbers. So you could pause now if you wanted to and see if you can count all of the yellow dots. So I can tell you that we've got 13 yellow dots over here before our add sign, So 13. So here's 13 on my number line. Can you see it's made up of a 10 and a 3, 13. And we want to do one jump along our number line. We want to add on one more. You might want to pause and count out 13 of your counting objects. Okay, or you might want to draw 13 dots and add on another dot like we just did. I'll give you a second to pause now and see if you can have a go at finding what the answer is. Okay, so here's 13 down here on my number line, 10 and 3, 13, and we're adding on one more, so we're doing one jump along our number line, so it's the number that comes after the number 13, and it is the number, see if you can shout it out, 14, fantastic, so 13 and one more makes 14, brilliant. So I'm going to give you some to do by yourself now. You can either use your counting objects to count, you can draw dots, like I've been doing to help you. You can even count the dots that are going to be on the screen, because they're going to be there to help you. Okay, or you can use your number line. Any of those ways of doing it are absolutely fine. Whatever makes it easier for you, whichever you feel like using. If you want to have a go at doing them up to 10, then you need to pause this screen and see if you can use those ninja add and equals signs to help you read the sum. So you're going to add up the orange dots first and see if you can make a note of the answer with your pen and pencil. Then you're going to add up the green dots and make a note of your answer, and then the pink dots. So if you want to try them up to 10, then pause now. If you feel like doing them up to 20, you fancy a challenge, then you can pause this screen and add up the orange dots for me and make a note of the answer. Add up the blue dots and make a note of the answer, and add up the purple dots and write down the answer for me. And then when you're all done, we'll go through the answers together and how you could have worked them out. So pause now if you would like to do the up to 20 questions, and then just press play again when you're ready to hear the answers. So here we go with the answers up to 10 first of all. So good job if you did this one. So first of all, we had the orange circles, the orange dots. So there were 1, 2, 3. There were 3 first of all, and then we added on, there's that add sign if you're being a maths ninja. We added on, and we're always adding on 1 more. Well done. So if we counted all of the dots together, we would have 1, 2, 3, 4. Fantastic. Good job if you got that right at home. If you didn't, that's okay. We're going to look at the next one together. So when you counted the green dots, can you tell me how many there were? There's a bit of a clue on the screen. Well done. There were 8 of them. That's the number 8. Number 8's a bit of a tricky one to write. So the number 8. And then, as with all the other questions, how many more are we adding on? Just 1 more. Fantastic. So 8 and 1 more. Now the answer is on the screen, so I know that you know it, but we're just going to have a look at how you could have counted it really quickly. So I've got 8 dots here, and then 1 more dot. So let's have a go at counting them all together to see how many there are. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well done. And so here is where we would write our answer. That's where we would write our number. Oh, you can do it much better than me. That's me trying to be clever and trying to do it upside down. Let me do it sensibly. Oh, that one's better. 8 and 1 is 9. Fantastic. Let's have a look at the next one and one of the other ways you could have used to solve it. So 6 and 1 equals 7. And one of the ways you could have done that is to have found the number 6 on your number line, done 1 jump along, added on 1 more. So we've got 6 blocks here. We've added on another block and we've got 7. Brilliant. Well done if you got those. Don't worry if you didn't, because we're going to do lots more practice in our video tomorrow. So let's have a look at the challenge ones, the ones that we're using bigger numbers. So the first one, there were, what number is that by the orange dots? There were 12 orange dots to begin with. Well done, 12 orange dots. And then we added on 1 more. Fantastic. And after that, there were 13. Well done. So the number that comes after 12, 1 more than 12, is 13. Brilliant. So let's have a look at the next one together. So I'm just writing it out on my whiteboard. You might have drawn it on your paper. You might have counted the dots on the screen. So we've got 11, add 1 more this time. So I've done 11 blue dots and I'm adding on 1 more. So you could find 11 on the number line and add on 1 more. But for this one, I think I'm going to use my tomatoes. So I'm going to count out 11 tomatoes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1 more. 12. Well done. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I've got 12 tomatoes all together. So 11 and 1 more made 12. So the way that we might say it is 1 more than 11 makes 12. And then I would write 12 as my answer. 10 and 2. 12. So well done if you got that right, or you used a different way to find the answer. And the last one was using really big numbers. It was 15. 15, add on 1 more. And what comes after 15 is 16. Brilliant job. Well done. Fantastic if you got those right. But again, don't worry if you didn't, because we're going to do lots more practice with them tomorrow. So really quickly, before we go, it's been a nice quick video today. We're going to do some quick 1 more questions. I'm going to show you a number, and when you know what 1 more is, what's next, I want you to shout out the answer. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go! What's 1 more than 2? 3. Brilliant job. Oh, I skipped through loads then. What's 1 more than 4? 5. Fantastic. What's 1 more than 6? What comes after 6? 7. There's the number 7. What comes after the number 7? What's 1 more than 7? 1 more than 7 is 8. Well done. What about this one? That's the number 9. What's 1 more than 9? What comes after? If we count 9, 10. Brilliant. It's going to get a bit trickier now. What comes after 12? We saw that one earlier. What's 1 more than 12? 13. Amazing. And what about this one? Last one we just saw. What's 1 more than 15? 16. Well done. Fantastic. Brilliant. I'm really proud of how hard you've worked today and what a great job you've done. We're going to do some more adding and making our numbers bigger in our video tomorrow. So I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I look forward to doing some more maths with you next time. Bye.